met at church. We met after the service, and my dad introduced him because my dad had known Tyler for a little while. They had been kind of meeting, hanging out because I was away at school. So I came home for Easter, and
so we shook hands, and then we looked away, and then we looked back at each other and made eye contact. And when that happened, I kind of knew that I was like, I'm interested in her.
When we walked away, my mom was like, well, he's very tan and strong and handsome. And I was like, Mom. I was dating someone at the time, so I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, yeah, like, okay. You know, it's like, Mom, like, okay.
First time I saw her on that Easter Sunday, and I still remember what she was wearing. And I was just like, I want to know who she is, you know. Thought she was beautiful.
He's just kind of one of those people that kind of like sits back and like, you know, observes and just does his thing. And like, so when I first met him, I was like, he's too quiet for me. Like he like, this is more, this is like a little bit later on. We hung out like in a group of people, but I just thought he was very reserved, very quiet, and just like serious.
My forever like that.
Well, actually, the first time we actually hung out one-on-one was we cleaned out some gutters on top of her house. Like, her dad was asking me if we could clean out, if I could come over and help him with the gutters. And he wasn't going to be there. I was like, am I doing it by myself? He was like, yeah, I left your ladder out. Bethany's going to help you. And I was like, yes. That's gonna help me.
He said, Tyler's coming over to help with yard work. And I think he told Tyler, like, hey, I need some help cleaning out my gutters. So, and then he wasn't gonna be there. He was gonna be at work. So he basically like set us up on like a date and got yard work done at the same time. So that's my dad for you, 2 in 1.
So like, I think it was like a day later, 2 days later, we got together here. And we ended up talking and got the conversation going, and I kind of expressed my intentions to her, and she did the same, and we ended up dating. We started dating that day. It was actually April 12th of last year. I just texted her saying what's up, and we started talking a lot. Started texting a lot, and then we talked on the phone a little bit. And that's when my interest just grew as I was hearing her and learning about her a little bit.
Some of the stuff he was saying, it was so like it was so different from other guys that I had talked to. It was just like not your typical like, you know, I don't know, just the way he approached me and everything. I think that I didn't know that he was the one, but I think just off those first few conversations talking on the phone, I started like telling him my life story on the phone, and we really hadn't hung out a lot more than that.
I think I knew when we started dating, or very, very soon after. It didn't take long at all. And despite our differences, I think we have the most important thing in common. So yeah, it didn't take very long at all. It was quick.
I had that moment where I was like, dang, like this is someone that I just tell my life to. And it was probably at that moment that I was like, I hope that this is the one, because I've never felt that comfortable with someone before without really knowing them. Yeah, like I know you're the person I want to marry, but he said like, it'll probably be a while because I gotta save up for the ring, and so I just like didn't have it in my mind at all. But I had told him, I kind of challenged him on accident, but I said, I think I'll know like when you're gonna propose to me.
The weekend after she left to go back for the fall semester, I talked to her parents and got their blessing. And at that point I had the ring, and I had it with me, and I showed them, and then I was kind of like telling them how I wanted to do it. And so I got the idea of her parents going up there. I'm going with her parents, but she doesn't know that. I told her I was going
camping with his buddies. My parents called me up last minute, and they're like, hey, Dad got off work early he's getting off work early on Friday, and we're gonna come up and see you.
They were gonna go pick her up from school and take her out to dinner. Well, her parents dropped me off at the restaurant before they went to go pick her up from school. they dropped me off. That way I could get dressed and stuff. And I wrote this letter, gave it to her dad to give to her once they sat down at the table at the restaurant.
We go in and we sit down, and my dad like hands me this note. I was like, is this from Tyler? Because we were long distance. So finally, like while they're busy with that, I just like reach over and I get the letter and I start like kind of reading it. I'm like, they're distracted, they won't see me. So I'm reading it and it's like the sweetest stuff, like stuff he said to me before, but it was just like all in one letter.
Right after she read it, the waitress came and told me, and I came around this brick column
and there's this guy, and he's in slacks and a dress shirt and a tie. And for those of y'all that know Tyler, like he wears gym shorts and he wears t-shirts and tennis shoes. Like that is his daily attire.
She saw me and gave me a hug, and she thought I was just there to surprise her.
So I saw him, I was like just, I think, shocked by the fact that he was in like dress clothes. Like that was shocking. I had never seen that before. That was the first time. And so I was like, and then I was shocked that he was in Virginia because he told me he was camping. So like, I'm just like, yeah, okay, like you're here. And I had no thought of like, we're in a nice restaurant. He's in dress clothes. Like none of that. It was just like, he dressed up to see me, like he's here, like yay, I'm excited. And so then I get up and hug him, hugging him. And then all of a sudden, like I feel him kind of pushing off from me and like lowering down to the ground.
I held her hand and I got down on my knee, and her face was just priceless. She was just so shocked.
And then that's when it started to click. I was like, oh my gosh, he's dress clothes, nice restaurant. He's saying he loves me. And then the ring was out, and it was just all like a blur from there.
The whole restaurant celebrated, man. It was great. So I told her that she wasn't gonna know how or when I was gonna do it, and I succeeded there.
It was one of those moments, like one of those surreal moments. Like I'm engaged now. Like this happened. I thought it wasn't gonna be for like forever long ago. Like I just had no clue. So it was awesome. He definitely surprised me.